Okay, I guess I'll take the start then. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Daytona 200 here in the SRL Stock Car Series, the final round, round 4. This is scheduled to be on the 28th of December, but unfortunately, we weren't able to do that due to various issues. But we are here and we're ready at the wonderful Daytona Speedway, probably the most famous circuit on the NASCAR calendar, and the one I think everyone has been looking forward to in this series. I'm joined today by James Smith, and we've got Ernest Lappins on the cameras, though he will not be commentating. It will just be me and James for the longest race, actually, SRL have ever had, I believe, James.
Yeah, indeed. I'm certainly looking forward to it. It's been a bit of a roller coaster season. We've had a different winner in each race. Hopefully, we can keep that up. We've got a stacked grid. Everybody wanting to win this one. Should be a cracker. And yeah, of course, the longest race will be about an hour and 20 minutes, give or take, however long the cautions will last.
Not as long, however, I believe, as Indianapolis. I believe that was slightly longer. Drivers today could actually make it. If you could remind me who won Indianapolis, I believe it was Carlos Martin, was it not?
It was Carlos Martin, yeah.
Well, I haven't seen if he's on the grid today. I don't believe he is, which is a shame because he could be the first person to win, the two famous oval races here in the series. Also, we will have to crown a champion today, I believe. If I quickly get up the website.
We will, yeah. I think you'll have to do your research on that because I have absolutely no clue either.
I completely forgot this was a championship, actually, because it's been such an up and down thing. We had Sean Jones win last week, first time winner. He's never won one of these races before, despite being in the series as long back as the Vowles days. August last year, I believe, Sean joined the league. So his first win, a very good performance from him throughout. Quite a dark horse, actually, and managed to snatch the victory away from Alex Hallows at the very last minute, who, by the way, has a drive-through penalty for that last lap incident to be served during the race. But there's a lot of drive-through penalties, actually, and I have a feeling that it's not really going to have too much of an effect.
The stewards deemed that Alex moved a bit unnecessarily and cut off the car behind, which caused an accident for him. So that's why he's been given the penalty. Also, I think Alessandro Valente also coming into this race with a drive-through penalty. Normally, they would be sent to the back, but on ovals, being sent to the back, if anything, is an advantage than starting right up front. But yeah, we're just in the warm, a few minutes to go before we go for the rolling start.
Although it is quite a common occurrence for the race directors in oval races in real life to decide to opt for a back of the grid penalty. Alexander Rossi this year in the Indianapolis 500 in real life got a back of the grid penalty, and that stopped his hope of winning the Indy 500.
Yeah. We will, of course, apologies for missing qualifying. We will be going through the quality order as the cars are going around for the rolling start. Just bear with us for the moment. Everyone getting their last little bits of practice in, and I think it was stressed among the drivers that a lot of people were unhappy after the end of Talladega 2 weeks ago, and they said practice in groups so you can practice racing each other, because a lot of people got very, very angry at fellow drivers and their antics on track, because it's two completely different things to be able to race on a road course and to be able to race on a road.
It is. It's a completely different skill to race on an oval. You can do all you like on a road course. You can be a skilled driver of all time. But is my mic working?
Your microphone is working, yes.
My green ring around my name on Discord wasn't working for a second there. Anyway, I'll continue what I was saying. You can be as good as you want at road courses, and I think this was proved actually in the FSR Championship recently. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good on an oval. And again, I mean, we saw first-time winner last time out, some with oval experience, and actually, I would like to talk about someone we've got on the grid who has got oval experience, and it's a very exciting prospect. But Jacob Reed, starting in 13th position. So yes, we've got Jacob Reed starting in 13th position, I believe. Could be wrong. I believe he's starting in 13th position. And yeah, he's going to be a very exciting person to watch throughout the race. He's a oh, James's internet's gone, so it will just be me now.
No, I'm back. I'm back.
he's
It's
back.
it's having its fluctuations again. Yeah, as you said, Jacob Reed one to watch. Also, a couple of guys to watch that I'm going to mention. Tom Stevens debuting. Okay. Ernest wants to restart the stream, so we will be right back.
Not too bad on my screen.
Didn't look horrible, yeah.
Oh, the bit rate's not great, but that's it. It's not the resolution that's the problem. Oh, we're on, by the way. Hello. Oh, that's a crash. So we are currently
No, I think
on air. And Ernest is going to crash. So, everyone, this has been an interesting start to the stream, and we will try and bring you the race as best we can.
The classic RF2 problems. I think everyone today has had something to complain about with this sim. It's good, but my goodness, can it be infuriating at times?
So, a quick explanation for no particular reason, and definitely not giving instructions to our streamer. A quick lesson on bitrate, everyone. So bitrate in streaming is the higher it is, the better the quality, but also the more the worse it is on your internet. So, and also, everyone, 15k bitrate is also a rather good bitrate. I believe maybe too high.
Alright, we're back into the server. Oh, that's a car spinning off already. Classic warm-up things. I think the warm-up got restarted, actually.
And anyway,
because someone wasn't ready.
Back from, I think someone's not in TeamSpeak, actually. And back from no particular reason, giving you all a lesson in stream quality.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what I was saying about ones to watch.
Yes, Jacob Reed.
Jacob Reed is yours. I got 2. Tom Stevens making his SRL debut today. Qualified it well. Looked good in qualifying.
I swear Tom has raced here before.
He's never raced in SRL, not to my knowledge. And also making his SRL debut, James Babcock, some of you might know him from MRTI. He's starting pretty well too.
I think all of the MRTI guys are people to watch. Of course, on R-Factor 1, but they are known as one of the kind of the better leagues over there, more casual, but they run regularly.
Oh yeah, it's very casual.
They're in race now. And they
move to session.
And they do regularly. They compete in Indianapolis 250 events, and so they are really experienced on ovals, even if it's in a different game and slightly different cars. But I don't think that oval racing is oval racing.
Yeah, same craft, exactly. Different sim, same craft and approach. So it was Victor Ivanov who took pole position for Netrex, and he's got his teammate right behind him as well. So I don't. Is it going to be a repeat of last time where Netrex had a bit of a meltdown? They were 1 and 2 and 3, and then one of them crashed, and everything fell downhill from there for them. So, see if it's a repeat this time around.
Yes, and certainly going to be interesting. We don't currently have live pictures right now.
No, we do.
We've got live pictures. Oh no, sorry, we don't have live pictures as streamers, but you have live pictures. But anyway, we've got more issues.
This is a streamer's dream, I must say.
And it is rather difficult to keep a straight face with Ernest in the.
No, that's not. That sounds like a you problem.
Sounds like a me problem. Anyway, we are ready, and we will be going.
No,
we don't have an overlay for the first.
Yeah, we don't have an overlay for the first 10 or so laps around Daytona. It's 4 kilometers of
oh my gosh,
31-degree banking.
Okay, so I believe we're going to have to abort the start here. Alex Hallows.
Well, we've gone for green, and there's crashing behind already.
Yeah, there was a massive incident on the formation lap. Actually, Alex Hallows had a car on top of him.
My goodness.
It's quite a nasty crash for a formation lap, but
back with 3, almost 4 wide coming into the first corner, but apart from Hallows, it seems everyone is through. There's a lot of barging into each other, though, from all of these guys nearer the back. At the front, the Netrex getting a 1-2 someone was on the exit there. Further up front, you can see much more single file over side by side here. That's a wonderful little show on the back of that Netrex. That's getting us demonetised. This is Sean Jones side by side with. And Jones trying to steamroll his way around the outside. He's doing a pretty good job, but he's going to struggle with slipstream and heading to the pits already, probably to serve a drive-through penalty. I think.
It's important, though. I don't know if you want to serve the drive-through penalty early, because
so early on, yeah.
You've got 3 laps to serve it, and the second you lose the pack, especially in this, you've got to wait all the way to the caution before you race.
Oh, into the wall there. This is Kevin Veach's on board. Had quite the roller coaster last time out. He was either leading on, he's in the back of the FRA Sim Racing car, and we've already had a crash. 2 cars sideways and skidding down the back straight. Veach's once again involved in a crash, and that looked much more like lag than anything else there from the FRA Sim Racing car, just lagging back into the Falcon and causing that pile-up. It might well be a caution. I don't know. It was 2 cars involved.
That's it. I haven't heard anything over TeamSpeak because I can't validate that my whispers work. I haven't heard anything over TeamSpeak yet, anyway.
And another lag from the exact same car, and out go 3 more vehicles. This time the FRA Sim Racing car is involved too, and that looks like we can't really tell who it is because there's no overlay. But yeah, that's an incident there. So 5 or 6 cars already in the war so far. Back up front, we're much more single file, and we're on caution conditions now. We have our first caution of the race. That didn't take very long, did it? And it gives us some time to sort things out as well.
So, that was a rather interesting start to the race. I think are they allowed to serve their drive-through penalty under caution? I don't believe they are.
No, I don't think you're allowed to serve a penalty. You're allowed to pit once race director opens them, but you cannot serve a penalty, no. In most feeds of motorsport, that is illegal.
So, yes, under caution anyway. So it's been a perfect start from our leaders. Absolutely brilliant driving. But it's towards the back of the field they've had a few problems with that car lagging in. I think as much as I probably would have carried on myself, I think you have to look at it and say maybe you pull over when you're lagging like that. Maybe just use the apron, make use of that part of the track whilst you wait for your lag to go away. But needless to say, it was, I think, something that could be avoided.
Oh, someone's going underneath it there, but the banking around, and into the grass now, so that's a bit of an embarrassing moment. But the banking on this Daytona circuit is incredible. 31 degrees the corners are banked at, and the tri-oval is 18 degrees banked, which is more than most ovals in the corners. Even the pit lane is slightly banked, and it's a huge venue as well. 130,000 spectators are capable of coming to watch it in real life. None would have been anywhere close to it this year, though, with coronavirus and all going around.
But Jacob Reed getting a bit frustrated in chat
some nice
of the at the speed of everyone going too slow under caution. He says might pick up a penalty for chatting in game chat. But I think maybe it's something that needed to be said. They are going rather slowly, actually. And
the Netrexes,
maybe the leaders
like to build. Yeah, Netrexes like to build up the nerve of their rivals, and going a bit slower than usual always helps to do that. And it always helps to catch them out as well. The ideal time to go, you see, when you're told control, your rival accelerates towards you, and then as soon as you see him backing off, you go, because he's been caught out.
Okay, so Alex Hallows and other people getting penalties have been ordered to drop to the back of the field, and that will class their drive-through.
That will class as their penalty then, yeah. Okay, so we will be but that's a special race director's admission there. If it was just a regular thing, you would not be able to serve it in the pits without permission, but they have been granted permission, and someone's trying to wobble the tyres up, and look, they're about to spin.
Well,
we're going green this lap as well, okay. So the Netrexes will know that. The 2 up front, and Danny Vanderneer is not far behind either.
And they're just sorting out things at the back, and I believe I'll get the call through my TeamSpeak now. It's working with Anthony. So we will wait for it to go green, and we'll give you the call as soon as I get it.
And Ernest's Sim Hub is almost finished downloading as well, so hopefully things will begin to iron out in a little bit of time. But anyway, you can see them coming around the last proper corner. So F racing cars together, and of course together at the front, the Netrexes. Ivanov's tight to the apron. I think. Is he going to go sooner or later? He's going to go close to the line.
The leaders have been given control, so it is now.
So he has control. Yeah, he can go whenever he wants. He can go from now until the start line. He's free to go, but once he crosses the start line, it's green flag, regardless as to whether he's ready or not. I think he's gone for it. I think he's gone for it, has Victor Ivanov, and indeed he has. The two Netrex cars up front, completely inseparable as always, and a good restart from them, building up the gap to third place. Everything else looks clean around them, just behind, pretty much single file. That's not true, two cars side by side. That's the battle for 11th position, and almost a 3-wide moment coming into the first corner. The Netrexes drafting each other through, though. They continue to lead with a 1-2. Victor Ivanov, qualified on pole, has not lost that place at all so far. I believe we're on lap 4 or 5 of the race now. 80 laps. It's going to be a longer race than Talladega, that's for sure. About an hour and 20 minutes projected with cautions. Give or take about 10-15 minutes with them. We've had our first inside 2 laps. Hopefully now we'll have many for the next. Yeah, we have a cool down period. So hopefully we can extend that cool down period in metaphorical terms by not having another caution.
Yes, of course. There will be competition cautions. I believe that is a little accident at the back. There's a lot of cars going slowly. There's a wrong way round.
Yeah, you can see that in your picture near the back, and someone's in the pits as well. Is that it's Sean Jones, I think. Yeah, probably him in the pits. I think this is Sean Jones actually, so it's the other AFP car in the pits already. So damage or something sustained as they fly now towards the next corner. Netrex pretty creative with their little spoilers on the back. He saw one of Danny Mendonier's car, which I won't say because it will instantly demonetise us. And in case there's children watching. Yeah, not that it's going to matter much. But now, look at this. The Netrexes have been caught. They were side by side just behind them as well. And it's already a big gap back down to Whitehouse and McGougy and the cars they're fighting with. And right up front, I think this is Stoyan Barbakov. It is Stoyan Barbakov. Was furious at some of the driving standards last race, didn't have a great result and was leading the race at one point. He's now third and right up behind the 2 minute races. Look at the gap these guys have already, it just gets bigger with every corner. And you do not expect to see that on an oval like Daytona so early on as well. Yeah, they're really not working together at the back like these guys are. These 5, and then there's a bit of a gap back to Jones and the car he was battling with 6th position. In fact, big gap now, so maybe something happened to them.
The leaders are being very sensible. They know better from Talladega than to...
Yeah, look how far behind. I think Jones, yeah, look at that, they're miles behind now, and they're being caught by the others.
This early into the race, they need to stick around, and it's only that sort of last quarter that you can really start to fight and kind of get all of that sorted. They just need to stick with each other now and not make any mistakes, any of them, and they can be in good position to fight for the end of the race.
Spinning
you
there,
can see,
spinning,
very
that's going to cost them a lot of speed and probably a lot of positions as well as they go down the back straight. These guys are already exiting the corner they are heading towards, though, and on towards the tri-oval part. And it's still Netrex 1, 2, and 5. I think that's Harry Smith, the other car, in that 5, just ahead of Danny van der Neert. And look at this, 3 wide behind, and that's one of the... I can't remember the name of the team. Ground Effect Sim Race cars, that's the one. Trying to go through on the inside there and making it stick and back up front. Barbakov, he looked a bit closer than on the last lap around that corner, but again, is he going to think of a move? No, he's backed out of it. He's backed out of it, waiting for another opportunity. There's 2 Netrexes up front. Someone is already getting lapped up ahead. You can see that's not the position. The 2 cars are directly ahead of Barbakov. That is for position and for the lead even. Harry Smith and van der Neert right behind as well. Now as they come to exit the corner and start a new lap, still inseparable, those 2 minutes. They've literally been glued together for the entirety of the restart, and now this is going to be tight. They're going to have to go high, and this is going to cost them because they haven't been up here all race. And Barbakov indeed does get an opportunity here. Can he make this one stick? No, he backs out of it, and that might cost him position to Smith. Look at Harry Smith immediately pulling out of the slipstream towards the low side. Van der Neert to this as well. He might make it 3 wide, or he might bump Smith down this low side, which will give him the opportunity. It's exactly what he's trying to do, and Barbakov is getting hung out to dry here. His opportunism to make the pass for second has ultimately cost him in 2 more places. He's down to 5th, and he's been overtaken by the back marker as well. Not what Stoyan Barbakov needed at all. He's still in this fight, but he needs to be careful now, and still, something never changed. The two Mavericks are still glued together at the front, with Ivanov just ahead of his teammates. Now, Ivanov has a shot at winning this championship as well, so he'll be thinking about that.
Speaking of the championship, I can't actually find the championship standings. They don't appear to be on the website, so I guess you'll have to.
And look at the effect of getting hung out to dry up high there. I don't know who that is, but he's lost 4 or 5 places just from being put off the flight. The two Netwrexes still in ahead, and I think have broken the toe on the car behind. Harry Smith has managed to hold position to Van der Neer, and Barbakov's coming back at those two just behind, and that's given the Netwrexes a perfect opportunity to break away. They are clear of the toe from the cars behind. They just have to bump draft each other, and they will keep pulling away as they're side by side behind Barbakov, trying to regain that 3rd position from Harry Smith. He's dispatched Danny Van der Neer already, wasting no time whatsoever in gaining back the lost ground. But Netwrex again, just showing their class and their experience at the front. And the competition caution, if you were wondering, has indeed ended. And there's another back marker they're coming up to now. Gap just increasing. Look how big it is to the guys. They were right with them 2 laps ago. And that back marker shook, and Barbakov losing places in the result has shook everything up massively. And they convincingly lead up front.
It's certainly a interesting race here. There's a bit of a scuffle here in the midfield.
And look at these guys, the FRA Sim Racing car around the outside. That's one of the ground effects going past as well. Smith getting absolutely munched by 3 cars there in one corner, just offline. He had a bit of a lapse in speed, and he's lost a lot of places. And from nowhere, those guys, we were talking about how far behind they were, they've shot up. They've taken the opportunity, and they've taken it around the neck and not let go, because they've moved up to 3rd, 4th and 5th respectively.
And that's certainly what happens when you kind of just say to your, not necessarily teammates, but you just kind of use your body language of the car and just say, I'm going to go high, just come with me, and we can kind of slipstream past these guys. And that's exactly when that works. That back marker's still trying to get out of the way. That is a very, very difficult thing. And I wonder under the next competition caution if Anthony would say, okay, you can pass the effective safety car and come back around. And you can see
how far behind. Sorry to cut you off. These guys are just losing time hand over fist. Every time they go wheel to wheel, they're costing themselves time. But I think at this point, they probably are not thinking about that, because they can't even see the cars ahead of them. Kevin Veachers is holding up this train. He's got a ground effect car in there, the 2 FRA Sim Racing cars directly behind him as well. And we'll try to get past.
Of course, a few difficult weeks for Falcon due to various recent events. We're on lap 16 of 81 now.
So approaching 1/4 distance. And the Netwrexes continue to improve their advantage over the chasing pack. They're up to lap 2 more cars.
So
and out of the way they go, through.
And wow, that's Jacob Reed up to 4th.
He's up to 4th place already. Well, that is, I mean, he was your one to watch this race, and he's proving why. Someone's gone off. That's one of the ground effect cars, I think, going off onto the grass and almost spinning back onto the
Not going to be a
circuit.
caution. That's amazing driving.
Yeah,
from that
very good car control to stop that going directly into the path of the 4th placed car. And here's this battle. Features 1 lap ago, he was at the head of that train. Now he's at the foot of it. He's lost 4 places there.
That's ground effect cars just decided to do the textbook thing, just hold the brakes, let the car just not slide. It ruins your tyres, but it also keeps everyone else safe, so that's perfect driving.
Indeed, yeah. And this is the battle for 4th place, sorry, 3rd place even. This is Jacob Reed right up behind the FRA Sim Racing car. Now, they were very much in the wars last race. And Reed's got to be careful, because look at the drivers behind as well. Barbakov's in there, and Danny Van der Neer, Smith is in there, and Van der Neer. Barbakov, I think, has dropped back a little bit from these guys.
Jake, of course, competing in the official Formula E esports this season, so I'm sure he is perfectly, or he definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to controlling a race.
Now, he's not one to overlook, that's for sure. And now, getting the benefit of a tow from up ahead is the man in third position right now. I think it's Joe Gausditz, or it could be Alessandro Valente. It's Alessandro Valente. One of many who infuriated others. And George Whitehouse's ground effect is right there to take advantage of now. This is the Netrex cars, actually. They've caught right back up to them. And oh no! They touch, and Valente has put around the Netrex. Off spinning goes Jacob Reed. Oh, he's hit his teammate there. Vandermeer clamped into the wall. That might be a caution. Everyone seems to have got going again.
Immediately.
But as soon as Valente has sight of the car ahead, he went for it, and that is Jacob Reed. He has definitely come off worse. He'll have some huge damage. He hit the wall very hard on the inside there. Valente's taken the lead, but that's probably going to be a big, big penalty. The second that he was in striking distance, he put his rival into a spin.
And that's a classic case of the commentator's curse there.
Yeah, and the Netrex car, it was either Daytona or Leonov got taken out. They could not do anything. And again, Valente again involved in the exact same spot, and this time it's, I think, is that Harry Smith he's taken out this time? But they're going way off here. My goodness, that car has gone. It's gone almost, it's closer to the other side of the track. It's in the trailer park. That's gone so far off the circuit. And I guess that's karma for Valente for causing that massive accident before. And we do have a caution. It's caution.
Fortunately for Valente, the risk race here was about 3 months ago. But
so George Whitehouse in all of this has gone to the lead. Even off second.
I wouldn't speak so soon because as Valente was second at the line, he's allowed to go.
Bevan, I don't think has realised there's a caution here because he's kept on going at full speed. Look at these guys arriving at full racing speed. Oh, no, come on, guys, slow down. A lot of tyre smoke coming out of these guys, and Bevan has completely stopped. He completely missed these guys. Come on, slow down. Let's go. They're all over the place. Yeah, they got to calm down. They got to slow down. They know it's caution. They're not going to lose any places. So it's George Whitehouse who's come from nowhere. He was, what, 10 seconds behind the lead, maybe even 15 seconds. A matter of laps ago, he now leads this race. Victor Ivanov is second, and Harry Smith is third.
Anthony is begging for Victor Ivanov to let Valente back into second, because according to Anthony, as he was obviously second across the line, and it is caution, he's perfectly allowed back through, even though he's had a quick trip.
Wasn't Valente, was it him in the trailer park, or was it someone else?
It was him in the trailer park, indeed. So
they've crashed under caution. Come on, guys. They've crashed under the caution here.
That was Alex Hallows. I'm watching it stream, and it wasn't really his fault. There's a car going unnecessarily slowly on caution.
Yeah, pits are open now. Anthony Nippon has opened the pits, and many cars flood again. Some for damage, some for tyres, some for whatever else, fuel maybe. But some guys have chosen to stay out, and we saw at Talladega. Oh, and they've crashed in the pits as well. And again, this is becoming rather silly now.
This is poor driving from a lot of times.
This caution is very much needed because these guys clearly need to calm down a little bit. But the Netrexes were imperious at the front, and suddenly they were being caught with such speed that a back marker or something get in the way. They just couldn't get up to speed. The guys behind them could, and got a tow from a couple of other guys, and finally started working together. They stopped battling and they caught up. And as soon as they caught up, bam, massive accident. And then a lap later, another massive accident. And hence the caution that we have right now. Ivanov is in the same position as his car number. He's still up in this hunt though, and his teammate has been well and truly wiped out of the running for now.
It is
But Danny van der Neert's still in 4th place, though, despite being...
If you don't mind, James.
Yes?
I'm going to, if I could quickly give a top 10 here,
right, no
because I have got the thing up on the screen. So, first position is George Whitehouse, second position is Victor Ivanov, third position is number 62 of Harry Smith. Danny van der Neert is in 4th, and running out the top 5 is Alfie Bevan, P5, Jurgen van Bergen, P6, Ivan Leonov, P7.
We are under the caution. Sorry, we were just doing a few things to the stream there. You got to P7, Tom, you can keep going.
So Jacob Reed, Sean Jones and Alessandro Valente. Of course, Jacob and Valente.
I think they
They're
must
sorting
have.
out the order at the back here.
Yeah,
I'm hearing it through
there's a few
TeamSpeak.
shuffles. There's a few shuffles going on. Yeah, that's why we're in the TeamSpeak, so it's easier for everybody to communicate. It's easier for everyone to communicate in TeamSpeak rather than Discord, especially because TeamSpeak is less
not driving.
intensive. Yeah, he's driving. He's in 21st position, and I'll
Who's
tell you what, I'm amazed.
driving for then? Because he got.
I don't know. Yeah, he got sacked from AFP. I don't know who he's driving for. I'll tell you one thing I'm amazed at: how Danny van der Neert's still fourth. If you remember, during the contact, Leonov went right back into his path and clamped him into the wall. Someone's pitting. That's George Whitehouse, the race leader, just as we're going green, I think. So Whitehouse pits, Ivanov leads, Smith up to second. Moscato's into the pits too. And I don't know why these guys didn't pit on the last lap.
There is. Yeah.
It's an interesting... Yeah, we saw this at Talladega. They just lose time and so many positions. Look at all the cars that are passing Whitehouse. He was in the lead. He's now going to be last. I mean, it could be a strategy because he came from very far down the order to get to the lead. But he did need a big wreck for that to happen. I don't know. He clearly has a strategy because he's pitted while everyone else around him stayed out.
And wow, there's some massive confusion going on. Anthony's talking about taking the grid from the lap 4 and something like that, and I can barely hear him in TeamSpeak. It's.
I think it's because maybe he wanted to call a caution for the first accident, and then the second one happened as well.
Either way, we're only a quarter of the way through the race.
Yeah, and it's all kicking off. I think we're going green on this lap if the voice in my ear is correct.
I have not had clarification on that from Anthony, actually.
So, we can see where Whitehouse is. There he is. There's your man.
We are going green at lap.
Someone else going off. Whitehouse just ahead, though. This is Moscato, I think. So, he's driving for the Grimelli team, and Ernest just said something. Okay. I take back that I can't keep a straight face of him on the camera.
There was. So according to Ernest, there's basically an incident, and now he's driving for Grimelli.
Grimelli, yes, along with all the other MRTI guys.
That's probably the most.
Jacob's still in 6th position, despite coming off by far the worst in that accident.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. He was not the one in the trailer park.
Tom Stevens is still 9th as well. He was my one to watch.
And that is control called by.
Yeah, control's been called, and we are going to be going green any second now. There we go, I think. Or the guys. Yeah, now I think he's gone. No, he's still. No, he hasn't gone. He's revving that car up. He
doesn't want to jump.
Yeah, he's revving that car up. He's lurching forward and then holding back. He's going to go at one point, though. He has to. The line is fast approaching.
Because you don't want to get the jump.
He gets this race back underway. There he goes, Victor Ivanov. We have the green flag for the 3rd time this race after the 2nd caution we've had for a big accident. This time it's not as clean a restart. And this time as well, there's no teammate for him to break away with. And we've already got a big crash.
And remember, there is a caution cooldown until lap 25.
There is not going to be a caution for that. We have 5 laps of caution cooldown. So that is going to not affect at all the status of racing. I don't know who it was who went off. It looked like one of the FRA sim race cars again involved in an accident. And everyone else is cleanly through the first corner and thundering down towards the second. This is Stoyan Barbakov, I think we're on board with. He kind of disappeared down the order a bit unceremoniously, having been in 3rd place.
And Diego
Moscato's crashed. This is further at the front, and look at the overspeed for the FRA sim racing team there. That's Sean Jones bomb drafting Jacob Reed, almost putting him into a spin. That was very, very close. Jacob Reed doing well, both of them doing well to correct the potential problem that would have resulted, and that would have been, I'm sure, a big, big crash, and it could have involved more. Jones is all over the back of Reed, but not finding a way through just yet. Up ahead of Reed, that's Ivan Leonov, who was also involved in that accident. He was the one, in fact, pitched into the spin initially by Alessandro Valente, and they're 5th and 6th. Ahead of them is Jürgen van Bergen, also one of the Netrex cars. Reed's had a really bad accident, and they've crashed. They've crashed big time. One of the two FRA cars. Sean Jones is off, and I think that is one of the ground effect cars. And they come back onto the apron. That might, I mean, there's a caution call down, but 5 cars, 6 cars massively involved in that accident.
That is the big one.
Yeah, many, many more involved, but got off a bit scot-free. But look, it's chaos It's trauma for AFP, and it's still going on. They're having to escape to the apron, and we have. I think they're going to have to call something for that. And people have pitted. So Ivanov has decided, the race leader has pitted and has decided to pit under green flag rather than under caution. So, we are under caution. Yeah, my apologies. We are under caution.
So Anthony has bent the rules slightly.
Yeah, I mean, I think he has to. I think he has to. That was an enormous accident. And I don't know who caused it, but FRA Sim Racing once again involved in the crash. It was Sean Jones and one of the ground effects. And again, George Whitehouse went to the back of the grid. He's already up into 10th place. And he's ahead of Ivanov. He's ahead of everybody. Everyone ahead of him is yet to make a pit stop. So, whether he could see into the future or I don't know what, but he is back into the lead. Well, the net race lead, he's currently 10th, but everyone ahead of him, I think, has to make a pit stop still. And looking further down the order a little bit, everyone sorting themselves out. So, those involved in the accident we had, Sean Jones, Giuseppe Stelle was involved, Valente involved, Moscato was involved in the aftermath, and someone else is heading for pit road there. Who is that? It might be Jurgen van Bergen, I think, who's coming to the pits. It is Jurgen van Bergen for Netrex. He's not had the best of seasons, and it means Kevin Veachers takes the lead of the race from Joe Gaustadis, and Jacob Reed still. I mean, how is this man still on the podium?
I would like to remind you, James, that this is NASCAR. There is no podium.
Okay, the top three then.
The top three.
Suit yourself, top three, whatever. I come from a different. I don't watch NASCAR at all, so excuse me if I get my terminology very much in a model. But yeah, this is our third caution of the race, and we've gone over 1/4 distance, approaching 1/3 distance. But yeah, still 3 cautions in total.
It is very much win or bust, really. You either get into victory lane or you don't get anywhere at all. It's very much second place is first loser in NASCAR.
Oh yeah. Well, in general, any time you come second, it's like Gary Kasparov was chess champion for 20 years running. Does anyone remember who was second in those 20 years? Of course not. You only remember the winner. That's why everyone wants to win, and especially here, yeah, there's no podium.
Caution ends this lap.
I got in green at the end of this lap. Kevin Veachers has been in this position before. Last race at Talladega, it didn't go to plan for him. Right behind him, we got Gaustadis, Reed, Moscato up to 4th, having been right at the back. So another person who's chipped up massively. I didn't see that. Owen McGaugy 5th, Tom Stevens 6th, Eric Kumaday 7th, James Babcock 8th, Whitehouse 9th, and Barbakov 10th.
Green has been called. Leader is controlling the pace, and he's gone already, I think. He's got a gap that you certainly do not want in NASCAR, and they all go immediately. It's a wonderful thing, actually, seeing NASCARs just suddenly spark into life. 750 horsepower, these 2018 spec cars. It's really, really impressive.
Oh, that's getting close. Moscato on Reed. That was very close. I have no idea how he didn't pitch him into a spin there. He's now found the low side. They're going forward. Oh, no, they crashed again. They've crashed again. They managed to keep going in a straight line, though. That was, I think it was Owen McGaugy, and they both managed to save it. So
Brilliant.
That's fortunate. But yeah, that was going to be 4, even 5 wide, and they are 3 wide towards the back. Back up front, this is the top 4 group now that's formed. And yeah, you can see behind the ground effect car that was involved, Owen McGaugy managed to hold on to it just about. Veachers still leads. He's got a lot of very impatient drivers quite frankly. There's Danny Van der Neert, who's kind of slipped back and not really been paying much attention to his progress. He's very much up high, and he's losing places hand over fist, as is the car he's drafting, Harry Smith, and drifting up. Oh, Jones has kind of pushed Smith into the wall there. Smith is not going to be pleased with that. Jones kind of just plain understeering into him. And again, contact on the apron, and one of the ground effects having to go onto the apron to avoid even more serious issues. There's a big train up high here. That's being led by Viktor Ivanov and his teammate Ivan Leonov. And it seems to be the way to go for these guys. If they can not hit the wall, though, and they both hit the wall at the back there. And again, contact. Around goes. I think that's Jürgen Van Bergen, and oh my goodness, someone's gone into the stands.
Caution.
Someone has gone into the stands. That's going to be that might even be a red flag. This might well be a stoppage. 7 cars involved, and somebody has gone into the stands. It's Jürgen Van Bergen who went into the stands. He's reset now.
This is a caution.
That has to be a caution. Another big one here at Daytona. And Van Bergen, if there were people... Well, we're still racing. Moscato takes the lead.
Oh, yeah, it is green till the end of the lap.
Features is hung up to dry, so yeah, we have a race back. So Moscato is going to the lead, or is Magauji going to make the pass, or even is Reed going to come around the outside? It's going to be super close as they come up to the line. He's going to bump his teammate here. George Whitehouse, so smart, and they both end up first and second the ground effect cars. Magauji from Whitehouse. That was very, very clever from George Whitehouse. I thought for a second Reed was going to get there, but then I saw coming up behind, it was another ground effect, and I could sense that he was going to bump his teammate back into the lead.
And
that's exactly what he did.
James, I have never in my life seen a car go into the crowd.
Quite like that. That car almost went higher than the stands before it. Oh my goodness, someone's spun. Someone's gone off. That's Eric Kumade who's gone off.
I have seen 3 wide prototypes upside down in Indianapolis, but I have never seen a car in the crowd.
I've never seen a car go that high above the catch fence. That was unbelievable. I mean, Van Bergen's still in this race. He must have got some massive damage from it, though.
He's on the wrong coast to be a rocket. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, certainly. Definitely. But yeah, that was some very smart play by George Whitehouse. And Owen Magauji now leads this race as we have our 4th caution. And I don't think we can have too many more cautions before we might well need to have a stoppage. That was probably the biggest crash we've had so far, on numbers as well as magnitude. You can't really beat a car flying off into the stands in terms of magnitude, can you? But yeah, that's that. Eric Kumade, interestingly, took back the positions he lost from his spin. I don't know if that's going to be allowed, but it is what it is. And I don't think we're going green on this lap, so let's see if anyone peels into the pits.
No control has been called, so lap 30.
Moscato in. Someone... Oh, no, he's not. I don't know if that's legal. Ivanov... It's okay, the 2 net races coordinatedly pit, as does Harry Smith behind.
A clever feint there.
The original top 3.
Owen Magauji, George Whitehouse, Diogo Moscato. So we will have a back straight restart here.
Back straight restart. Okay, that might not be good for these guys. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch up. Okay, they have speedy pit stops, so Ivanov definitely will. I don't know. Smith has jumped Leonov. Leonov's having a very, very slow start. Probably some damage to repair. So they're going at the end of this corner in essence. So Magauji, Whitehouse, and Moscato, the top 3. Reed is still up there in the top 4 of course. Everyone else has been shuffling around, but he's constantly been in this kind of area. Tom Stevens 5th, Kevin Veachers dropped down to 6th on the restart, but didn't crash. Joe Galson did 7th, James Babcock 8th, Eric Kumade 9th, and Stoyan Barbakov is back up into the top 10. That's the top 10 so far, and now I think Anthony Nickmon's going to give control to Owen Magauji, and for the first time this race, he will get us back underway. Let's see. On board with Moscato, he's got 2 ground effects right behind him.
Control.
Big M&M sponsorship.
Cool.
And control's now called. They've come out of the corner, and away he goes. Away goes Magauji and his teammate Whitehouse. A pretty good lead start from them, and already it's 4-5 wide behind, and they might have crashed already. They have crashed, and it's 4. There's a lot of cars. That's a huge accident. That's 10. That's at least 10 cars. A matter of 3 seconds into the restart, and we have a pile-up and an immediate caution. Immediately we're back on the caution. I mean, this is getting a bit ridiculous now.
People are driving like they've
these guys really need to calm down. That was silly. It was Kumade and Barbakov involved as well.
Although saving grace to the drivers
who set it off.
In Discord chat, some people are calling that it is in fact lag issues contributing to the issues. I do apologize. I've got a bad case of the hiccups.
Yeah, that's where we are. Yeah, that's the height that Van Bergen went in his accident. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully we can have. I don't think we should
Going
go
green
back straight
again.
again. If I'm
Cool.
honest, we're trying the back straight again. Okay, I wouldn't, but we are. But that was going to be 6 wide, and I saw.
Tallows isn't repairing his damage.
I saw someone pit somebody else.
According to Ernest, the damage isn't that bad, which could be why he's repairing his damage.
No, they have to get a move on here because the other guys, even the back of the field, are coming into the corner. I think we'll be going in around the same time as on the last. The top 8 are unchanged, but behind it was absolute chaos. At least 10 cars involved in that accident, and it means that Giuseppe Stelle has steamrolled back into 9th. Babcock actually managed to somewhat avoid it and is still in the top 10, but Barbakov well down the order, Kumade well down the order. They were really the 2 ones who set it off. Anyway, they've exited the corner, the leaders, and Anthony Nippon will issue control any second now. We're underway for the 5th time as a result of a caution. That's the 5th caution that we've been given, and we're only 1/3 of the way through the race. So I don't know what Anthony wants to do with that. And in fact, is he going to do it on the back straight, or is he going on the front straight? Because it's rather late on the back straight to be going. I think it's the front straight, yeah. I would not want to see another back straight restart after what we witnessed nearly 2 minutes ago.
The main straight.
Yeah, green to the main straight. And if you're Diogo Moscato here, you've got 2 teammates ahead of you. You got caught out on the restart quite badly last time. What are you thinking here? Knowing him, he's going to go for it as soon as he can. Maybe crash, maybe he'll make it stick. I feel like it's time that he finally makes it stick on this slot. But there's plenty of cars waiting behind.
Diogo, I mean, if you knew the reason, apparently he got sacked from AFP, it says quite a lot about his character. And I don't think, I don't think you're going to, you're going to have, not have him go for the lead, especially having seen him.
And we're crashing already into the wall because the AFP has collected another 2 or 3 cars. We've got green. Somebody is doing some lawn mowing on the infield, but up front it's clean.
That was lag as well.
At least up front it's clean. I think it looked like lag to me. We are on board. I don't know who we're on board with. It's nearer the front though. He's being passed around the outside. That's Victor Ivanov we're on board with. He's lost a lot of time already in the opening stages of the restart. He's down to 19th. This is Charles Kamau just up ahead of him, and Van der Meer, his teammate, up ahead of the car he's just been overtaken by. Up front, McGowdy, Whitehouse still leading. Moscato's already dropped down to 5th, and Reed has gone up to 3rd place, and Stevens up to 4th as well. So our 2 ones to watch are doing rather well at the moment. This is now Diogo Moscato on board, and Whitehouse, I think, has been overtaken by Jacob Reed and is up into 2nd place. Goes the Gramelli car. This is now coming to start the next lap, and the run that Moscato's got is incredible compared to the ones in front. And he's backed off a little bit. Someone's on the apron who's come. That's Harry Smith. What's happened to him? So he either entered the pits or had a massive spin and only just got going. But it's a 4-way battle for the lead as we exit turn 1. Behind it's all chaos. A lot of 2 wides further behind on the corner as well. Vitas once again holding up the train. Leonov is trying to go high on the outside. And draft again, that's the FRA Sim Racing car, and Stoyan Barbakov, who's worked his way back. This man, he's a man of extremes. He's either right to the back or he's working his way to the front in no time at all. And he's battling for 6th position. Whitehouse is still. Oh no, sorry. This is Tom Stevens up ahead of Moscato. Reed has not passed Whitehouse. It's the top 5, not 4. It's my foul.
We say this too much, James, but I think this is more of a time than ever.
Race of attrition, right?
Definitely a race of attrition.
Yeah, there you go. There's the cliche that Tom always gives me flack about. 35 laps. Sorry, we're on lap 35 out of 80. And still can't find a way past Moscato. None of these guys, they're being sensible, in fairness. They're being very sensible, just pulling the gap. So Vicha's behind, he's got his own problems. He's 2 seconds behind these guys. And he's under a lot of pressure from Barbakov. who, if he wasn't angry from last week, I think he's even more angry this week. Look how close the two leaders are, though. And I fear they might pit each other into spins, which is still in front of Barbakov, and it's chaos behind. High goes Leonov trying to find a way past Stella, but he's not able to do it. This is Gaustaditz right up behind Barbakov as well. These guys also been a bit more sensible, just bump drafting each other down this track. They can see the leaders up front not making any progress. And, well, they've lost 2/10 on this lap so far, but it's less than the last lap.
Even though that, I mean, I don't know how you describe 3/10, is it maybe? Between them and the leaders? Maybe a second. Or 2 seconds, I should say, on the screen. 2.3
Tato, again, he's moving all over the place. He does not want to see the back of a ground effect much longer.
Even 3/10 on an oval, though, is
it's quite a lot of time, yeah. It's quite a lot of time. I mean, earlier it was 3 seconds per lap, to be honest, with the Netrexes in the lead. It was ridiculous, and then they got caught back up. So we'll see. And there's so many cars behind fighting for 6th place. And Moscato pulls to the outside, goes high.
We will not have another caution at all until the end of the stage, and Moscato just doesn't quite have the
He just lost the benefit of the toe, because of course Stevens is still in the toe and picking up a wonderful bit of speed, which Moscato doesn't. As soon as he pulls out, he's got a massive run. He's going to go for it again, but it's going to be exactly the same. He just doesn't. He almost hits him. He almost hits him into a spin there.
It's going to end worse than good for Moscato. I know he's got the hot head on, and I'd be patient.
He needs to be patient. Yeah, the top three are completely immobile in their lines. They're sticking to one line, and they're doing it every lap. They don't change anything. They just bump draft each other. Moscato's got to do that as well. He's got to
failing to realise there isn't a gap for him when he gets back in. He's not going to be able to get that.
Yeah, there's nobody up high for him to take the toe off of. It's pointless to try. He has to just stick in behind and wait for a mistake.
Have to go high with each other and get that lead.
Yeah, he's got no one up high to help him, exactly. Further down the order, this is Alex Hallows in a battle with, I'm not sure who, and they're overtaking around the outside of the FRA cars, and still Moscato all over the road trying to find a way through. The top 5 are still unchanged from the opening lap on the restart.
And we're officially halfway through.
We are halfway through. Well, not officially, but we're close. This is lap 38 of 80. We are on start lap 39 as soon as they negotiate the tri-oval.
I do apologise. It said 39 laps. I assume that meant
yeah, it's 39 out of 81, but it includes the formation lap, so we'll do 38 out of 80 just for simplicity's sake. And look, it's just perfect lines from the top 2. Reed a bit high there. Reed fancies an opportunity again. And now Moscato has someone that he can draft down this outside. He's really drafting him. Reed is trying this. It might not work because he's got no one to help him. He needs Moscato to bump him, but it's too late. On the inside goes Stevens. It's a ground effects sim racing team 1, 2, 3. And now he's left him on the outside. And now, there you go, Reed drops to 5th. That's not good teamwork. Yeah, I don't think Jacob Reed will be very pleased about that.
Left his teammate out to dry. That was horrendous. Never mind.
They are teammates as well. That is true. Yeah, they are teammates, which will make Reed even angrier. Yeah, but Reed was talking in the booth last time about the importance of working together, even if you're not on the same team. Work together, work your way through the field, and then you can decide. He's got a mighty run there. Maybe he could use this back marker that's up high, but they're already overtaking him. It's too late. He's got too much speed. That's Victor Ivanov who's been lapped. Goodness me.
We'll be going
pulse at the end. And here we go again. Reed is going up high side, but he's got no one there. Yeah, he's angry.
I don't want to work with him. And the thing that I feel bad for Reed as well is he's just kind of it's with his teammate, and they're also in a call, I believe. So
yeah. And behind, and he's pitting. He's coming into the pits. Into the pits comes Jacob Reed.
I don't believe they are teammates.
No, they both drive for Gravely, I think. And we got a big wreck. We got a big wreck. Another FRA racing car.
Big wreck, and
Bergen going around in a Netrex car as well. It's only 2 cars who've been properly involved in that. They got a big gap to these guys as well, so it should be good.
As well.
Competition caution is coming up nonetheless. They're 3 wide, trying to find the gap on the apron, and somehow they've all kept it going in a straight line. No, they haven't. No, they haven't. Around goes the FRA Sim Racing car into the path of Van der Neert. Another Netrex car involved, and yet we have a competition caution. Magauji's. So 1, 2, 3 for Ground Effect Sim Racing. Ivanov is a lap down. I don't know if he's going to be allowed to unlap himself, but what on earth happened to him? Madness is, I think, the only word to properly describe what we've witnessed so far.
And Victor Ivanov has been ordered to the back of the field.
Back of the field as well. Goodness me.
And the reason being for ease of the administration.
Well, that probably sums up his day. I would let him unlap himself and then catch back up, and he is at the back, but at least he has his lap back. Seems a bit unfortunate for Victor Ivanov.
And I feel bad as well for Alex Hallows. He's doing this race in VR.
Oh, but maybe Ivanov will pit now. Yeah, here we go. Everyone is coming into the pits. Everybody in the top, that's the top 9 all pitting, I think. Van Bergen pitted as well, and it seems that the guys earlier, a few guys might share pit boxes here. This could get very nasty, and yet they're darting in and out because some people are peeling in, and sometimes others who are in their way have to keep going. It seems there's enough pit boxes for everyone to go around, but that was carnage as they all enter the pits. Away goes Whitehouse. Away goes Barbakov. Barbakov, he wants to jump Vichas so badly because he's been stuck behind him for so long he can't. Moscato has lost time to both of them. You can see him there. Van der Neert as well has gained a bit of time on the guys he was behind, having been involved in that massive shunt. And look at Leonov. Leonov's gained a lot of ground here. He's overtaken Magauji. So Whitehouse comes out in front. Leonov second, and Magauji third, and Barbakov fourth.
And
so a terrible pit stop for
the race.
So Diogo Moscato, Jacob Reed, Tom Stevens all had horrible times in the pits. Now there were only 2 cars stayed out. Eli Pelletier leads from Sean Jones in second. They are the only cars who didn't pit. Oh, there's one more up there as well, but I think they pitted a few laps ago as well. So, very good work in the pits from Leonov and from Barbakov. They've both improved their position. Leonov came out of nowhere. He was in the, I think, 14th or 15th position. He's now effectively second. Marvellous pit stop from him. Magauji's third, Barbakov fourth. Kevin Vichas has also gained ground. He's up into net 5th position. Reynaldi 802, Jacob Reed and Tom Stevens have both lost time and sit on the edges of the top 10. And they're crashing! They're crashing. That's Moscato involved. And the number 99 car going off as well.
Come on.
There's an AFP car.
This is not...
This is getting beyond ridiculous now. We've had more crashes under a caution than we've had to cause cautions.
I understand over racing. Sometimes 2 into 1 just doesn't go and you end up having an accident, but this is just silly. This is really
getting silly. Yeah, I've said it too many times. They need to calm down. They need to just take a few deep breaths, get yourself sorted out again. And I think, are we going green at the end of this lap? We might be. I don't know what Anthony Nickpon has said. No, we will not be going green on this lap. We will be going one more lap.
We will be going green.
No, we will going green, and we have gone green now. Green flag, I think, has been waved. Everyone accelerating up to racing speed. Good restart from Eli Pelletier with Sean Jones right behind. And already they're going 3 wide in the background.
They've made a mistake there. They're going to have to dump to the box at some point, I believe.
They might have to. Vichas is already getting hung out to dry on the high side, or even trying to find a way past Stoyan Barbakov, but he's got nobody to help him, and he does tuck back in behind.
Caution.
We have another caution.
There has been a massive crash at the back.
There's been a crash in the back. There has been, yeah. Up there.
What a large one, actually.
And another caution awarded.
And Alex Hallows is
Oh, look at that car coming right up from 31 degrees to 0, almost pivoting the suspension entirely. Back up front. This is going to get interesting now. This is a race back, so this is all for position. Vichas has got so much speed. He's trying to go the high side. This is going to be really, really close. Who's in the front? Oh, my goodness me. It's Eli Pelletier just Sean Jones only just holding on from George Whitehouse as well. And Whitehouse, I think Whitehouse might believe he has that position actually, as everybody slows down. Yeah, I think Jones had the place on Whitehouse as they crossed the line. It was a photo finish. 40 laps too early. That's our, I think, 7th caution of the race now.
This is
Goodness me.
It's becoming farcical, really, very quickly. I think everyone needs to just kind of settle down, just get back into the rhythm, and just stop going for stupid moves.
It could be lag, but you have at some point when you have this many cautions in this little exactly, you can't blame lag every time. You really can't. And yeah, these guys have to take responsibility for what they're doing. They're creating a wreck. We've had, on average, we get 6 laps of green flag racing before every caution. On average. And it's not what we want to see. We want to see racing. We don't want to see processions around an oval at pit limiter speed. And hopefully we go green at the end of this lap because everyone's just pitted. You can't surely need to pit again.
It's just frustrating to watch, really, is my problem. It's you want to see racing and you just end up seeing cautions all the time. And Talladega was bad, but this is something really special indeed.
Ernest on the cams was just saying something. Okay, I definitely take back that I'm not gonna. I definitely take back what I said about it's easy to keep a straight face with him whispering in our ear all race. I take that back.
Next lap back straight.
Next lap back. Okay, we're trying the back straight again. Now, last time we tried this, we had the biggest crash of the entire race. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. One more corner and we'll be back to green flag racing. The pit lane is deserted. Ernest, you seem to like your helicopters and your blimps up there. Yeah, he finds them interesting, apparently. Anyway.
I really wish Ernest could be on the stream, because some of the comments make professional comedians seem, and that is a very low poly helicopter.
Here we go again. Okay, so Tom is interested in helicopters now as well, crying out loud.
No, I just saw it come up on my second monitor. It's got
yeah, okay.
The call is lap 51 caution cooldown, going green soon is the call.
Yeah,
soon. Very specific.
Soon, whatever that means. I think we're going to go now on the back straight. I hope so, at least, because I want to see racing.
Control be given.
Still no control. Yeah, it looks a bit too far down.
He's been given control.
He's given control. That's a bit far down the straight to do so, but he's given it to Eli Pelletier. And away she goes. We are under racing again. Terrible restart for Sean Jones. And who is that? That's Stoyan Barbakov rocketing his way into the top 3. What a restart from him. Into 3rd place he goes. But up front, Eli Pelletier leads from George Whitehouse. Barbakov, as you can see, is taken 3rd. And Tom Stevens goes past Sean Jones as well. Leonov in 7th place has been passed by Owen McGaugy for the net 4th position once Pelletier and Jones pit. Is on board with Sean Jones trying to find a way to gain those places back from Stevens and Barbakov. Barbakov just shot off the restart so well. It was an incredible restart from him. He went from, I think it was 7th or 8th up to 3rd, and the net race lead. Although here he's now being left to try up and then, and there's contact in the pit, into it goes. And they keep it in a straight line, I think. They're all over the circuit and somebody is going off. That is, I think, that looked like one of the ground effect cars. Moscatobi joining a bit dangerously there. That's a
Anthony
bit as
leading with the driver.
Oh no, there's a huge accident behind. There's a massive accident behind. And I think at this point, I think it's time for a red flag. I think we need to red flag because this is ridiculous now. Another massive wreck.
Now, I don't necessarily agree.
And we're 3 wide for the lead.
But yesterday in another league, something very similar to this happened, and there was a red flag, and the race director gave all the drivers a bit of a talking to, and it seemed to actually work quite well. I think that maybe
we might need to do it. Yeah, not as dramatically as yesterday. But I think we need it. Yeah, we have another. They're slowing down again. Again, the 4th caution in the last 10 laps. Unbelievable.
The thing is, it would be genuinely unsafe to people that had races.
It's frankly. Oh my God, Ernest, please. If anyone has a fear of heights, please look away. Whereas none is on the cameras. But yeah, 4 cautions in 10 laps.
I will be emailing Budweiser with our PayPal accounts.
Yeah, it's disappointing. We want to see racing. We don't want to see. Okay, the crashes are probably the most fun part, but not every lap.
Yeah, you want to see racing. You don't want to see crashes. It's, yeah.
So a rundown of the top 10, i.e., everyone who wasn't involved in a massive accident after the restart. George Whitehouse has taken the lead from his teammate Tom Stevens. We're 1-2 again for ground effect, different cars this time. Eli Paletia is still in the top 3. Alex Hallows has made his way up into 4th. James Babcock is 5th for Grimelli, 6th for Kevin Vichas, 7th Giuseppe Stella in the FRA, 8th place Stoyan Barbakov. Again, got left up to dry up high, had that bit of a pit with Sean Jones, but stayed in a straight line. Leonov is 9th, Sean Jones 10th, Joe Gausowitz is 11th, and Jacob Reed is 12th. And I think that was everybody who wasn't involved in a crash. Just 12 cars. Obviously, you can see a lot more than 12 cars on your screen. Now, someone's crashed in the background there. Goodness me. It's Diogo Moscato who's off.
And quite hilariously, Diogo in chat.
Hilariously.
I apologise.
Oh my goodness, someone's on the grass.
Diogo has dearie me. Diogo has been complaining in chat at the fact that people are he's not getting his position back. To which Anthony is 3 times clarifying that he will not get.
Yeah, he will not have his position.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if the stream can.
No, the stream can't hear us. It's a pity. It's a pity we can't hear him.
I'll give you a rundown of what Anthony has been saying. So he says to Diogo, "You're not getting a position back," and Diogo says, "But I
want to.
I tried to fake pit and it didn't work." To which Anthony responds, "If you faked pit and lost the car yourself, that's not my fault," which is quite fair. And Diogo is having a bit of a moment. It has to be said.
Indeed, yeah. But I think we're going green at the end of this lap. Back to the actual racing. And I think if this happens one more time, Anthony Nickpon's going to stop the race. We're what? This is lap 48 of 80.
And Anthony sounds like a man who is dead inside.
Yeah, the race has been going on for just under an hour, and it's only just half distance. I mean,
I think we are going to do is it 1 hour 40 minutes? 20 minutes, is it?
1 hour 20 minutes, I think. So we're definitely going to hit that limit, especially if we get one more caution. But anyway, yeah, they are on to the tri-oval. Let's see if we can be clean this time. They're already bunching up in the background, and away go the leaders. George Whitehouse has gone pretty early. Moscato's got a very good route. Look at that, going around the outside of what, 6, 7, 8 cars. He might have jumped it. Ernest is saying he jumped it, we'll see. But this is, I think, Stoyan Barbakov on board with. He's also had a good race. You can see the car ahead shooting through up front. Whitehouse and Stevens are still 1-2. And here we go. Well, he's backed out a bit quite simply. They've got Harry Smith on his inside. And Valente also on the inside of him. I think it's Valente, or it could be another car. But we have not yet had a caution call, so everyone is through the first corner safely for the first time in a long time. And oh, here we go. Kevin Vichas went on board, but right behind, someone was going up very high there. Sean Jones overtakes.
You never want to be down there. Already a bit loose, everyone, and it's all a bit.
Yeah, Moscato, look at him there, wriggling around, trying to find a gap. He's already up into 9th from near the back. They're so close up front, and that's Alex Hallows trying to steamroll his way on the high side.
And
but he's going to get left arm out to dry, I think, here. And all they touch, there's smoke from a couple of cars, and into the wall, Moscato crashes. Sean Jones goes around as well. I think we can. Oh no, Jones gets collected.
Oh my God.
I was about to say. Oh, now they're off on the back straight. They're off on the back straight. I was about to say I think we can probably keep going under green flag, but then Jones got collected. They rejoin. Yeah, they rejoin quite sensibly actually. So I think we can keep green flag racing underway as well. I'm struggling to contain a small bit of laughter. Apologies. Look at the run that Paletti has got here. Sensible. You see, sensible. Bump draft. Sensible. Barbakov's up to 4th. Oh, Barbakov is now up to 3rd place because he's punted Paletti around, and I think we need a red flag, please, Anthony.
It's a demolition derby.
It is a demolition derby here at Daytona, please, Anthony. Red flag, give these drivers a telling off.
I've seen brisker F1 races with less.
I mean, these guys, like Barbakov, he's got tons of experience, and even he's putting people into spins. So I think it's time. Yeah, here's Victor Ivanov, someone who actually hasn't done he hasn't actually crashed this race on his own fault yet. But despite that, he's only in 11th position.
It's insane. He was a lap down.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done very well. He's got his teammate right up ahead of him as well. This is Jacob Reed, who we're looking at, I think, side by side with Valente, with Alex Hallows and Stella right behind as well. This is a good 4-way battle. It's a 4-wide battle. And Stella
what are they doing?
Well,
what
I mean,
are they doing?
Oh no, they go up high and there's a crash again.
I'm watching the replay.
He's backwards. I mean, it's sensible. It's sensible. He's waiting for everyone else to pass him. That's pretty sensible, actually.
To be honest, looking at Alex, I think it's more of a case of he's struggling to get it back under control than anything else. He's trying to use launch control. James has gone. So caution has been called. So it is just me now, and if Ernest wants to mute his mic, he is more than welcome to and join me in the stream.
Yeah, wagwan.
He's here. Hello,
Yeah.
Ernest.
Hello, I just joined. Oh, James is back. Okay, I go back.
Yes, I'm back. Yeah.
Say goodbye.
I'll just
So
go back to mute.
We've sent Ernest back to his basement.
Yeah, we sent Ernest back to Brazil. Somebody spins into the pits. That's Alex Hallows.
Alex.
We have sent Ernest back to
He
Brazil.
locks up the brakes and just
spins it. Yeah, I mean it won't cost him too much time. Could have been worse. And oh, goodness me! As they come up to the tri-oval and cross the line, they're still
we are
wagging
under
wheels.
caution and they're battling.
Yeah, they
No,
crossed the line.
Over TeamSpeak that we're still under caution.
They crossed the line, so surely the race back is done. And yeah, now they sort themselves out. But my goodness, I mean that sums up this race really. Just constant fighting and well, what else can I say? Oh my goodness me, out of the pits and a big crash coming out of the pits. Under caution, might I add as well. Ernest, don't you dare look at that helicopter. This is, I think, it's a Gramelli car, I think. Anyway, oh my goodness.
Even when Anthony Nichols is now swearing over TeamSpeak. It is. And Ernest laughing hysterically in my ear. It's quite difficult to commentate actually. With oh my goodness, I've just seen the accident. I'm trying desperately to keep composure. And James is on mute, so I imagine James is also laughing hysterically. And
it's hard to find the words.
It's very difficult.
I mean, you know, all of you have been here for a while. You know, I rarely even smirk on commentary duty, but it's difficult because the amount of crashes and spins and Ernest is being such a pain and laughing in my ear, and it's so contagious.
I would say
Cheerios. It's a fantastic breakfast cereal. Everyone should try Cheerios.
I would say I rarely laugh on commentary duty, but then again, all we do at Fisk is laugh. So It's not really.
Yeah. But anyway,
Oh, Alex has almost gone into the back of someone else again, and everyone's now trash talking Diego.
even Tom is getting angry at this.
No, now everyone's trash talking Diogo in chat,
Oh, wonderful.
in the game chat.
Well, we can't see it. We can't see it, but we'll take your word for it. I mean, he's been involved in a lot of accidents. I think everyone's been involved in a lot of accidents. The only people who I think have been gone scot-free, Ivanov, definitely Ivanov, who's worked his way up to 5th. Whitehouse, Stevens, basically the ground effects. Yeah, that's basically it. Van der Neer as well, maybe, has not been involved in. He's not created any crashes, at least as what we've seen. But yeah, the fact that list contains at most 6 or 7 drivers is pretty telling.
Out of 23 we have on the server,
This is our, I think, 10th caution? The amount of green flag laps per caution has decreased to an average of 5.5 now.
There's no fault here on the race director.
No, we cannot blame Anthony here. We can't. The only thing, I'd still say red flag this. In terms of the preparation and organisation, no problem.
I would, to be honest, looking at it, this caution's been very long. We have, and Charles de Gay has been sent to the, and oh dear. This is
anyway.
The thing is, there's only 20 odd laps to go, so it's not like 15 laps to go actually.
Honestly, I'd just say no more cautions, no matter how big the crashes are. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. It's difficult to improvise like this because every time we go green within a couple of laps, there's a massive accident. And I think we're going green at the end of this lap, and away they go.
I have not heard green call over TeamSpeak.
It looks like that Whitehouse is putting. Actually, no, he's not. It looked like he was putting his foot down, and everyone was spreading out.
Maybe that's just another dirty trick that some drivers do.
Yeah.
Not rules, but just
Stevens is in the same team as Whitehouse. Bear that in mind. So that's probably
just your occasional, accidental lock up into a chicane that, who is basically a purpose track extend. Just little things like that. You can get away with them, and maybe that was one of them.
Yeah.
Green, back straight, restart.
Back straight again. Okay. Well, let's hope for the best. Here's Moscato.
So we're going
He's
on
10th at the moment. He's still in the top 10. I don't know how he's in the top 10. Very funny, honest. No. I wasn't being sarcastic. Anyway, we should. I don't know if it's recording Ernest. We should release like a bloopers where you can hear what he's saying because it's pretty funny.
Do I need to get my Audacity open?
Well, do as you wish. I can handle the commentary for the next few laps if you want. I love how this stream has just descended into complete unprofessionalism at this point.
Oh.
Anyway.
Green flag. And Anthony is begging these drivers, please be careful. To be honest, and usually we're 4 wide. This is the problem, guys. You can't go 4.
Yes, you are still there, Tom. Yes, you are still there.
Wait, Ernest was shouting. Oh, you're saying you're not here. You're not here.
Ernest, go back. Ernest, go back to Brazil. We're back underway at Daytona, and still no caution, which is here comes Moscato down the low side and onto the was going the car ahead of him there. That was and into a spin goes Barbakov.
And again,
Barbakov, and now another big.
Oh
my goodness me! Someone was going airborne there, and now here come the rest of the cars. They all avoided it somehow, but Barbakov involved. I think that was Stella involved. Another big crash. They're side by side. This is Sean Jones and Owen McGougy. McGougy getting the better of his rival.
And this is the problem, actually, that Anthony's just pointed out in TeamSpeak. People aren't holding their brakes.
Yeah, that's true. They're not holding their brakes. Yeah.
which is rule number 1. I don't care about tyre sports. Rule number 1 is you always hold your brakes.
Back up front, though, it wasn't actually Barbakov. It was the other. It was his teammate who went off, but he is still in second place. Tom Stevens is right behind him. Someone's going on the apron there, but that's Stella. So it was a different car that went off. And going up high, the two Netrexes once again doing their little tricks and trying something. I don't think it's going to work for them though, because Ivanov does not have a toe, so they're just going to tuck back in 6th and 7th. But these guys do not count the Netrexes out. I expect them, with their amazing racecraft, to be able to steal something here. Barbakov is all over the back of George Whitehouse though. He's in a sandwich of ground effect. Yeah, we're almost done. We are now 3/4 of the way through this race. Finally, we've made it to the 3/4
20 laps to go.
Veach's
I think it means 20
looking.
laps.
Veach's was looking there to the high side, but thought better of it. Oh my goodness, Veach's almost going off into a spin. He goes onto the apron. He should concede that position to everyone here. He should concede it because they're coming up to the corner now. He does. He's lost so much speed. He's lost an enormous amount of speed. He might even get swallowed by the guys behind him.
Frankly, I think a lot of these drivers, I apologise to put you off, James, but a lot of these drivers need to be hit with the book after this race. We have won this race.
And guess who picked up the scraps from the problems? It was the Netrexes, and now they're going for the podium. Ivanov has actually pulled that Stevens and sweeps around the outside. Can he hold it though as they negotiate turn 1? No, they have to tuck that down. Leonov knows it. My goodness, that was borderline. That was so close to another massive wreck. And they've swapped places now, the two Netflix cars. So Leonov ahead of Ivanov. Quick thinking by Leonov to preserve their status in 4th and 5th. And good thinking too. And as I said, Veach's, I thought he was going to get swallowed by the cars behind. He did. He's down to 10th place now. We're on board. We were on board with Ivan Leonov. We're now on board with his team. Victor Ivanov has got a big run now. And they're going to try the same strategy again. Leonov going to pull out of his toe, go high, and then get pushed by his teammate. They're trying it. They're going to try it. Ivanov's got a good run, so why not? But again, not enough speed. Not quite enough speed. And they're going to have to tuck back down below. Where's Giuseppe Stella with this? I think he might well be on the inside of Ivanov.
Yeah,
no, he's dropped way back. What's happened to him? So Moscato is about to be lapped. Yeah, what's happened to Stella? Stella's down to 19th. So something happened there. Oh, he's in the pits. That's what happened. So Moscato lets the leaders go past. The leaders he was once with. And Leonov there going very low, almost losing the car. Ivanov on the high side still can't find a way to go. This is more like we want to see. Not constant processions. And Harry Smith
This has been a good few laps.
Yeah, Harry Smith and Danny Van der Neer have worked their way back up into 6th and 7th as well. So if these guys start losing time, those two, who were both part of the original leading top 5, are in the shout. We are on lap 62 of 80. Leonov, yeah, he might have lost the draft here. We'll see. If he needs to piece together a good few corners here, otherwise he will not have that benefit. Yeah, Ivanov, he's smart here. Ivanov will drop off and give his teammate the toe, and they'll both catch up simultaneously. Further behind, this is the Harry Smith and Van der Neer group I was talking about. And behind, oh my word, it's complete chaos. We're 3 wide, 4 wide, all over the road. This is being very hotly contested as they come past the try. Oh, there's there's 9 cars involved in this scrap, and this is for 10th position, I think.
As well, and oh dear, going on the apron.
Yeah, they both went on the apron, and they've cost them time. They're through on the low side. That's Alex Hallows and Eddie Pelletier just steamrolling through, and on the high side, someone goes off into the apron.
That was beautiful from Alex, looking at it from here on board.
And Babcock's been overtaken now too by this is James Babcock. I think we're on board with now actually. I don't really know where anyone else, because they're swapping positions every 2 seconds here. He's got the ground effect car right behind him. I think that's McGougy. It is indeed Owen McGougy. But Babcock trying to pass Charles Kamau here.
And we've gone, dare I say it, about 10 laps without a caution.
Yeah, the cooldown's certainly passed over now, so even if we weren't bending the rules, we would need a caution for a big wreck. They're about to come to Moscato, I think she's giving up at this point. He's going high at every single corner. Oh, and he's getting in the way! He gets in the way, and there's the wreck. Commentators curses. Done it again. Reed involved. Someone's going backwards. That's an exhibition in driving from Babcock there. Moscato was going slowly on the high side, and it's
not Moscato's fault though, because he was out of the way.
I don't know. Well, we'll have to see it again, but he was certainly going slow. And then they cut back, and Leonov has dropped out of this race.
I didn't actually look at the replay. That had nothing to do with Moscato.
Okay, yeah, it looked like it was him though, because he was slower than the converged lines, of course, because as you move off the corner, you're nice and wide, just like you would be if you were high.
That wasn't actually anything to do with Moscato looking at it though.
Yeah, that's my bad. It looked like it was.
It definitely did, but I think it was actually behind Moscato that the issue was. No caution called though.
Pretty unsurprisingly, I think. Babcock and Reed both involved, and if they are teammates, those two. And up front, there's top three. There's top three still as they were 10 laps ago. Babcock second. Still can't find the way through though.
And this is a brilliant battle for the lead. George Whitehouse, Barbakoff, and Tom Stevens. Tom Stevens is actually looking pretty good for the win here. He's got his teammate, and I wouldn't run it
Watch
past.
Ivanov though. Watch Ivanov. He is the...
Wow. How has Ivanov got back up there? It's insane drive from Ivanov. He's going to be very proud of himself. Even if this will be the final bolt to the line then. Has anyone actually pit under green flag conditions yet? Like actual normal? I don't believe they have. Anyway, we've got about 10 laps to go in this race, little over. And I think it's going to be an interesting fight to the line. Are these guys going to have to box again, is the question. I think the real thing here is going to... I think the real thing here is going to be, is there going to be a caution? Because if there's a caution, you can get away with that free pit stop.
Yeah, even my internet's given up here, and these two are pitting.
Cool.
Oh no, Ivanov stays out.
And of course, Ivanov was a lap down, which means he's probably on a different strategy to the guys.
He is now leading. He lost a lot of time, but stuck up behind Whitehouse. And look at Smith's going to pass him. Harry Smith takes the lead, and Danny van der Meer takes second place. He lost so much time there, Ivanov. And I don't think that's the last position he's going to lose either. So Harry Smith was in the top three, went nowhere, was near the back for the rest of the race, and now leads. Absolutely incredible recovery drive for him, and Van der Meer as well. We have to give him credit as well. They're side-by-side twofold here. Hallows and Jones side-by-side. Directly behind them is Magauji and Kumade. And Magauji's trying to make this three wide. He's got the lapped car just up ahead, and he goes down low. And leaves Sean Jones out hanging. He's going to lose out big time here, I think. Unless he puts some wisdom together and indeed does lose out. And drops to 6th. And Ivanov pits. Or, I think he pitted Ivanov. He is.
And wow, actually, Alex Hallows could be in with a chance of winning here if he's able to do some magic with the pit strategy. Bear in mind, he had to for damage.
It's 4 seconds to Smith and Van der Meer up ahead.
That's a good one.
Yeah, where are there? The two ground effect cars. These are the two ground effect cars. Where is Viktor Ivanov?
So, I think... Really?
Ivanov is leaving the pits. It's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close.
I wouldn't discount the people who are in the lead now. I don't think they might not have to pit again.
If they don't have to pit again, I would not put it at all past them to take the win. So here's Ivanov. He's on the apron. He's a lot slower than those going at full speed. Now... Alex Hallows leads now because the two ahead of him, Smith and Van der Meer, I think have taken... they've gone to the pits as well. So everyone is suddenly coming into the pits with 10 laps to go. So Hallows leads, Magauji is back up into second, and Jones, once again, with 10 laps to go, finds himself in the top 3. If he gets 2 wins in a row, that would be probably, if anyone predicted that preseason, that would probably be the boldest prediction in history of anything.
Knowing Sean, I think if he wins 2 races in a row, I think that's going on his CV.
Oh yeah, that's probably going on his CV. That's going... Yes, so So, yeah, I need this job because I won 2 races in SRL back-to-back. Anyway, he's dropped off a little bit from these 2 up ahead. Let's maybe see the pits. I don't know who that is. Lap car almost losing it.
Wow. I mean, I don't know what I'm talking. My best finish.
He's got a good drive. He's got a very good run here, Sean Jones. He might not go for this one.
I don't think he will. I don't think he'll have the pace, to be honest.
So look, he's gonna have to be bold because he's got no draft as soon as he pulls out.
Don't think bold moves are what you need at this stage of the race, especially with how it's got. And James has gone again. Hallows has pit. Sean stays out. So Hallows has had to pit. And I don't have any information how long the tank lasts for you, but I would tell you if I could.
This might be Sean's best chance because McGouty might get bogged down
Oh
by
no,
these lap cars.
Again.
Oh, your stream looks a bit. His stream's maybe a bit delayed, Tom, because he's in his pit box here.
It was delayed a little bit, but he did lose it coming into the pit lane.
Yeah. So McGouty was caught up in lap traffic, and that might give Sean Jones the opportunity, and it has. Here he comes. He's got a good amount of speed. Bumps his rival. He really wants another win, but do these guys have to pit? Oh, and he's tagged someone there, and up ahead there's a lot of smoke and crash, and a caution I think will be called, and behind as well. There you go. I thought there was a tap, and indeed there was. They're still racing up ahead though.
There's been no caution called from the race director.
That's Ivanov, by the way. That's Victor Ivanov, who's a lap down. And that's Harry Smith right behind him. So Ivanov came out in front of Harry Smith and Van. Is that up ahead, the 2 ground effects? I think it might be. It is the 2 ground effects up ahead.
To the line here.
Yeah, I don't know if Jones or McGouty need to pit again. If they don't, then, well, they're 16 seconds ahead of anyone else. Let's see.
If he doesn't,
there's 5 laps to go after this one. Ivanov, he will want to pass these guys, but he's a lap down. It's a bit of an awkward situation for him. He is battling Harry Smith for position, though. We're on lap 74 of 80. 6 laps to go after this one. Ernest is laughing hysterically in my ear. I don't quite know why.
I do apologise, but no, he quite publicly whispered. He didn't realise he was on stream, so he whispered the correct.
Oh, nice one. We can edit that bit out. We can edit that out if we can work out how to make a stream but non-stream. Yeah. Anyway, Jones, he was feinting a move there. He couldn't figure this one out. And again, they passed the pit lane. 5 laps to go, and they still haven't pitted. They have 16 seconds. Just so you know, Stoyan Barbakov, 4th place, 39 seconds behind. So this is very much a 2-horse race.
Oh, Sean got really high there. He always lost
McGouty, they're negotiating laps cars here. That's Pelletier. And in fact, Pelletier and Ivanov and Smith and all the guys behind, this is all for position just behind them. But a lap down, so this is going to get very heated here.
This is like Alonso at Le Mans 2018 doing a slalom through GT cars.
That was incredible to watch.
It's very much like that, but with NASCARs and a lot.
And he's bumping McGouty, but no way through. Absolutely no way through. Pelletier's going back past that car there, and Ivanov is right here as well. And there's a crash. There's a big crash. Diogo's involved. Diogo's involved. Now, if this is a caution, we have 2. Oh, and Camado's, he's pitted into. Oh my goodness. Well, he's sped into the pits. I don't think it's his fault. He's still out of control. He's ended up on the grass. That's not what we want to see. If we get a code 80 here, it's caution. We have a last lap caution, basically, and we're side by side for the lead. And Ivanov's coming. He's going to bump Jones. He's going to bump Sean. Sean's going to take the lead with a caution. Oh no, he's gone up. No, he's messed it up. Where is he pitting? Well, he has to pit, and so as he run out of fuel as well. McGouty's pitted. They've all come into the pits right before they cross the line. It's legal. They have not crossed the line of the race back yet. McGouty stops in his box.
This is a free pit stop for Sean Jones, crucially. He will now, I believe,
we'll
take the lead of the race. Certainly in a hurry.
This is going to be very tight because Ivanov and everyone else is now going to be on the lead lap. If we can see, Ernest, where they are on track. Jones leaves his pit box. He's miles ahead of McGougy. McGougy's nowhere to be seen. He's only
And
just left
he's going to
his pit box
maintain
now.
the lead as well. That is crucial for Sean Jones. Out of
Jones-
nowhere, again, it looks like he's
Sean
going
Jones
to win a
actually
race.
might
in
win
SRL.
Daytona. He
It
might
looks like
well
he's
win
going
this
to win
race.
the Daytona.
What is
Wow.
going on? Yeah, there's 3 laps to go. Oh, actually, is that McGougy going past him on the apron? It is. McGougy's passed him on the apron.
Oh,
Coming out of the pit. Yeah, that's how you exit the pits. That's how you exit the pits. No, I
McGougy's
think
allowed to do that.
I don't think Sean realised he can use the apron to exit the pits.
No,
Or did he
McGougy.
not put fuel in? He's out of fuel. He doesn't put any fuel in.
Shut
Oh
up.
my goodness. That's tragic. That's
very
horrible.
possibly
Well,
got
he's
no-
gaining speed. What happened? Yeah, he's gaining speed.
Oh.
I think. Yeah. He
So
wants.
there's been an issue
He's
with
going to
the
pull ahead
order.
of McGougy here, but I think McGougy passed him. I don't know.
Because basically,
bit of lag.
after
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. He was trying to sort the order out. I don't know. There was a lot of
so
possibilities.
they've been called all to stop. This has been a temporary stoppage.
Yeah, okay. So this then is Sean Jones has 2 laps of green flag racing to hold on to consecutive victories, and oh dear, yeah, everyone's been told to stop.
But here's the trouble:
They're stopping on track.
Everyone's going to stop.
Anthony's going to have a word here.
Ernest Lapins is saying Alex Hallows is going to win the race, and I don't think that's too far of a call.
Yeah, so just to run through the order, Jones leads, McGougy second, Barbakov third, and now with the leaders, right there. Whitehouse fourth, Ivanov is fifth, Harry Smith sixth, Danny Van Der Neer seventh, Hallows eighth, who Ernest thinks is going to win, Stella ninth in that Dynaco car, very nice livery, Leonov 10th. So all 3 of the main Netrex guys are in the top 3, but they're separated. It will be quite the story if they manage to take the win. What a showdown we have lined up for us, though.
So they're just sorting out the order now, and I'm not really sure what's going on, to be honest. But it is interesting.
That's certainly. But yeah, after a very, we're approaching the 1 hour 40-minute mark.
And Ernest is just currently helping me steal some AFP NOLA setups.
Yeah, we are approaching the 1 hour 40 mark now, though. So I think we got to finish this pretty soon.
Thank you, Ernest. I will drop you your £10 later.
He lives it.
I know what James has got. That was a joke, by the way. When Anthony watches this back, I'm not stealing your NOLA setups.
Get a better currency, Tom. Pounds is obsolete. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we're now waiting for...
Oh, someone hasn't stopped there. Who was that?
Yeah, they need to turn their engines off, if they haven't already.
Okay, we're back underway. We're going. Okay. So, it will be, I think, green on the end of this lap. So, we're currently... He what? Sorry now, Tom?
He's in VR and he's just looking out the window and someone buzzed him. And it basically...
Oh my goodness, okay. Someone's buzzed him. Well, that's interesting.
That'll be some motion sickness for him later on.
Definitely. Yeah, so, if we're going green at the end of this lap, we are on lap 77 of 80. There's 3 laps to go. And hopefully 3 green laps to go.
Green to the end.
Yeah, green to the end.
Cautions.
No more cautions. I think understandably, yeah.
Interesting.
We are going to finish this race, ladies and gentlemen. Finally. And, well, we're going to finish it in style, hopefully. Jones leads for the 2nd consecutive race. He finds himself in the lead with a couple of laps to go. But he's got some very experienced and hungry drivers behind it. So already kicking off behind Jones. I think he's been given control.
Control has been given.
Control's given to
It's
Jones.
going to be the most intense last 3 laps of an SRL.
Of his life. And he's away. Away he goes. And it's very well read by McGougy, but not so much from Barbakov. And already Van Der Neer's picked up 2 places. Just so you know. So the Netwreck's possibility for a win is still there. Anyone in the top 10 could realistically win this. Jones is away for the most important 3 laps of his entire life here at Daytona. We are going to finish this race under green flag conditions. There will not be any more cautions. And McGougy is already closing in on the back of the FP car. He's got to make his move eventually, though. He can't sit behind him forever because then
cars behind
this race. Here comes Barbakov now with an awful lot of speed. And McGougy indeed just bumped him back to Sean. There's not going to be any lap cars to help him. Oh, he's gone up there behind there. And he's costed him the position to Stoyan Barbakov. Through goes Barbakov in second place. Already a mistake from McGougy's being swallowed. McGougy's being swallowed. Oh, they crashed. They have crashed. Whitehouse is involved in that. Leonov is crashed into as well.
There's no more cautions, reminder.
Both
and this is the
wiped
final
out.
lap of the race. This is
No,
the
2
final
laps to go.
lap.
There's 2 laps to go. Another huge accident, and that might actually. Okay, no, it will not spin.
This is the final lap. Anthony confirmed this is the final lap.
Anthony said final lap.
They're side by side on the final lap.
Barbakov, he's so up high here. Barbakov, can he find the way past? He wants to go low. He wants to go low. He's drawn up alongside. He gets alongside Sean. And look at this round the outside. Oh, no, they touch. They touch, and Jones goes into the wall. And Ivanov. Victor Ivanov has gone into the lead with about nearly a corner to go. What heartbreak for Sean Jones. It's going to be a drag race to the line, but it's going to be Victor Ivanov. He was a lap down. Victor Ivanov is going to win the Daytona 250. Unbelievable. I think that's race over. I think that's race over. Or is there one more lap?
It's race over. The race has ended.
I don't know if these guys realise it or not, but did Anthony say it was race over in the team speak?
He did, yeah. It's over.
Okay. Well, they're all still going at they're still going at racing speed. I mean, Barbakov leads. They're still going at racing speed. We think Ivanov's won it, but look, everyone's going at racing speed
I think Anthony said that Barbakov won it.
Okay, I don't know what Anthony is. I don't know what's happened. Ivanov crossed the line ahead, but Barbakov now rounds the last corner. And I guess unofficially wins Daytona. Here he comes. Stoyan Barbakov crosses the line and wins Daytona. But did Ivanov win it? I mean, you said Anthony said last lap, and now they start to slow down. Now they crash behind.
So
they crash behind.
What's happened is Anthony says last lap, but that isn't. Do you listen to the whispers? Race is over, so Ivanov has won.
So Victor Ivanov, yes, okay. So Victor Ivanov. There you go. So everyone kept going at racing speed because it was the penultimate lap on our dashes. But Anthony said, oh my goodness, Anthony had said final lap, and it was Ivanov who crossed the line first. So Netwrecks have swept it again. And I think that also means that Ivanov wins the championship. So Netwrecks continue to sweep everything. But yeah, he came out of nowhere. He was a lap down. He was, I think, 5th or 6th at the restart. And now he's won the race. You have to feel for Jones and McGougy, though, coming together there. McGougy had such a run on him, and they just came together. I think Ernest, for crying out loud, stop looking at helicopters. And yeah, that's Daytona. It was a 1 hour, 40-minute race. I think Barbakov thinks he's winning. I think Hallows thinks he's second. And let's see the Discord. Is it blowing up?
I believe we have to do interviews, actually.
I don't think anyone's going to want an interview, to be honest. I think everyone's going to go straight
Okay,
off.
so Ernest clearly wants to go and have the finest Latvian beer he can find. So, I suppose...
Yeah, he's underage.
Oh, that's a good point. And, yes, so that is an interesting race, but stay tuned for all of the future events here at SRL. So, James, if you've got any final words, that's my final words. Apart from good night, that's about all I have to say.
Well, that's the end of the that's the end of the series, I guess. So next, I'm not going to give away anything because I don't want Anthony to slice my head off. But yeah, that's the end of the NASCAR series, and I think the next series will be slightly longer than 4 races. I say slightly, much longer. That's all I'll say. But yeah, we're going to be no more events for another month and a half or so because we got so much sorting to do, and some of the driving standards I think need to be assessed.
Okay, let's quickly interview Alex Hallows.
You do the interviews. I need to go get a drink. I haven't had a drink of water for 4 hours.
Alex, Hello.
Hello, hello.
Wow. Now, I've been watching your stream throughout this, and I did not expect you to get third place, we believe.
Yeah,
What a drive.
yeah. From my point of view, it was very tough. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in a few of those incidents. Some of them maybe partly my fault, some of them partly another person's fault. But I can't believe I actually managed to get up there in the final few laps. There was a few incidents that happened as well when after the last caution, and I just went for it, and somehow I managed to get third place. And I would say that would be redemption from last race after going down from second to P10 in the last lap in at round 4. I mean 3. Sorry.
So my second question has to be, how was the VR? Because you seem to have it seemed very nauseating to watch.
Yeah, it was fun. VR kind of makes things a lot more easier. I can look around. I still have a spotter that tells me who's on the inside and on the outside, which still helps a lot. I do look around to see if see specifically where they are, and it doesn't give me any nausea at all because I'm looking straight forward. I'm not mainly looking left or right, but it's something I'm going to get used to from now on. And yeah, amazing.
And okay, right. I do apologise to the stream for laughing. I'm not laughing at you, Alex. I'm laughing at something Ernest has been posting in chat. But you
That's
drove.
fine.
You drove amazingly. You really did. So well done. And I guess we'll see you in the next series that SRL does.
Definitely. Thank you.
See you. And with that, we're going to end the stream. So I have been Tom Dillon. James Smith has been, well, I've been his co-commentator, but yes, and Ernest has been on the cameras. We also obviously have to thank Jacob for being on the cameras for the rest of the series. But with that, we would like to thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see